We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast with Coffee Connection. And so Coffee Connection is sponsored through Life Masters Institute, which is a nonprofit organization, and helping businesses and community-based organizations to better partner together to create more benefit to individuals in the community. And so we're going to dive in. There is no cost. I encourage people. I've been participating for over 17 years and gained lots of business knowledge and wisdom and insight and tools and business, connections and all that kind of stuff. So I encourage people that do participate and gain benefit to go ahead and be generous with Life Masteries in their giving to them. So let's go ahead and dive in. We'll start off with Nick. Nick, what would you like to accomplish today?
So I missed last week, but the week before we talked about, just trying to find and hunt the right clients, and then also, I guess better understanding like how to continue to push clients further. Well, I ended up having a win last week I literally walked in. I obviously a good set everything up for success because walked into the client's office, had listened to them, basically just vent for about an hour while also talking to them about how it would look like to switch over to working with our team. And she was like, well, I'm ready to make a move. What do I need to do? And I was like, well, I need you to sign off on this quote and a couple of agreements. She said, I'll get my pen.
Wow.
And she beat me to offering her, being like, well, I have several contract signing pens. They're ready to go right here, but she already had hers ready. So that was kind of helping me with getting further into that, feeling like I'm on path to continue to see some additional wins. Then I had two other meetings this week, one yesterday and then one today, and both of those are really promising as well.
Nice, awesome. So, what question would you have, or what would you like to accomplish in today's Coffee Connection?
So I guess kind of looking at the 530, I guess continuing, honing in on that speed to sell. I think that was something that I saw really a little bit of success this week, or this week and last week. So I think getting some additional feedback and recommendations on that, continuing to keep momentum driving forward, because I know time can kill deals too.
Right. All right. So there's five, for those that have participated in the past, there's five areas: marketing, pre-sales, sales, service, and client for life. It's a funnel. And so you want all of your pipes in your funnel to be at the same size, because we're only as strong as our smallest pipe. So anything to the left is extra cost, anything to the right is lost profit. So there are 6 levels of proficiency in each of the 5 areas. So what Nick was talking about is the level 5, speed to sell. So when you look at sales there, the sales is first is asking questions. But before you ask questions, right, you got to have prospects. And so typically in the 530 grid, you're looking at the golden triangle. And so it's box 1 is, how do you identify targets? So that's obviously really important to have an ongoing generating machine to generate the quantity and quality of prospects that you want. So there's a whole science in that to be able to do it. Then you develop and deliver a message. When you do these 2 things here, that produces leads. And so you have to have a great lead tracking. And then box 4 is going to, ask key questions. Then what we do is level 2 in the sales. You have so present solution. So it says master present solution. And so the questions, if you can get somebody to say that's a great question, 3 times or more, they'll buy anything from you. I've literally had this happen. I've been to networking events. Guy came up at one. We talked for 3 minutes. He said, I don't know what your company is. I don't know what you're selling. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to buy it based on the questions that I'm asking him. I wasn't there to sell anything. It's called insight selling. So then you present the solution. And so again, we've gone over that in the past podcast, is the last 2 questions. So we won't do that again. And then if you lose the prospect, why are you losing the prospect? So that's actually level 3. And then you apply the 5 time management freedom fighters, which is delegate, systematize, contract out, hire someone, and partner with someone. So these are the foundational pieces. These are the foundational pieces that you need to have in place to really make speed to sell work. So it's almost like in college, you have 100 level courses, which are freshmen, then you have 200, which are sophomore, junior, and senior level courses. So you're not going to be able to get speed to sell unless you have all 4 of these in place. And so
Got it.
I've literally taught courses that are a week long on asking key questions, presenting solutions. So each one of these boxes in the 530 grid, they can be explained in minutes, but it may take hours, weeks, months to train somebody in them and then take a lifetime to master them. So if I were to give Nick, the short version, what I have found in sales and asking key questions, Nick, is um, is in 3 minutes, you have 3 minutes to capture somebody's interest. So you ask, what are the 3 most important questions, or the 3 minutes of most important questions that you have? That's phase 1 of sales, of your sales questions. Phase 2 is 11 minutes. And then phase 3 questions is 16 minutes. That makes 30 minutes of questions. And if you do that well, and then you present the solution. So you're asking questions, listening based on how you leverage, based on how you leverage the data from that information, that increases your speed to sell. Now, when you're losing prospects, what does that have to do with speed to sell? Obviously, if you lose a prospect, you're not even in the game anymore. So we need to study our losses. It's called the Army casualty principle. So in the Army, every person who dies on the battlefield, they research it. It doesn't do any good for the people who died. It's to how to prevent those deaths in the future. This is
Hmm.
where salespeople and business owners, they don't do any of this because they're like, hey, there's nothing I can do. So what they do is they have the same types of things, and so they're having objections that the prospect's having without knowing it. So this is really critical because it helps you to prevent the losses, reduce the losses, and in the same process, improving the speed to sell. Now, the 5 time management freedom fighters, this is how you get leverage. So whether you're a business owner or whether you're a salesperson, you want leverage because that's how you get more and better leads. It's how you convert a higher percentage of the leads and how you convert them faster. So, Nick, in I don't know, 7 minutes, that's the 7 minute version of speed to sell. If you're participating in this and you haven't gone through, a number of people, most people have gone through the business x-ray. So I would encourage you to go through the business x-ray because the business x-ray is very inexpensive to do. It'll look at 3 dimensions in your business, 9 major areas, 7 systems, looks over 40 areas of your personal and professional life, what you're doing right, little tweaks you could do to improve, looks at your personality. And so based on your personality and the personality of the prospect, based on those things, you can increase the speed to sell as well. So it can accelerate that when you understand your own personality and the personality of others. A few years back, I had the privilege of doing a business x-ray review. And at the end of the review, I said, hey, do you have any questions? And this guy goes and says, yeah, he says, I'm really ticked off. I'm like, oh no, what's going on? He said, I wish I'd have known you guys a year ago. And I said, okay. And what do you mean? And he said, I paid over $40,000 to have somebody come in and analyze my business. He said, your $285 business x-ray, I learned more than that than in $40,000. I said, well, shoot, I wish we'd have known
Wow.
a year ago too, because we could have saved you a lot of money. So it's not
And a lot
only
of
for,
time too.
and a lot of time too. I mean, it's absolutely crazy the benefit of the x-ray. And it's not just for a company can do it too, but a salesperson, if you're a salesperson in a company, and it's $285. Just look at, I mean, how many more sales do you need to pay for that? So that business x-ray would go ahead and will help in this area, what Nick was saying, and a whole bunch of other areas. So if you haven't had the business x-ray, you can go ahead and do that. You can connect. Um, Tell you what, I'll give you my personal phone, and so you can just text me and say, "Hey, I'm interested in the business X-ray." So it's 630
Hmm.
393 9909. That's 630 393 9909, and say, "Hey, I'm interested in the business X-ray," and I'll forward that on to somebody. And it's a really simple process, but yet very, very powerful. So I think you'd benefit. The other benefit you can get in Coffee Connection is, so with Nick, he went through and did a 30-minute strategy session. And so I have his information. I know what his personality is. And so maybe, we'll see maybe in the beyond the 30 minutes. We start right on time, end right on time. Anything beyond 30 minutes, a gift from you to me to you, and us to one another. And so, but I have his biggest challenge, two of his challenges, what he'd love help with, his personality. I have a lot of information. So what I'm able to do is literally in minutes, I'm able to understand Nick better and being able to go ahead and give him better advice. And it's crazy when you have that information. It's crazy on what can happen there. So excellent. All right. And Nick already took action on it. I saw it on my watch. So now that's making it happen quick. I'm impressed with Nick. That'll be cool. And because Nick did that, I'll make sure that I'm on the X-ray review with him. There's lots of great people that can do those, but I'll make sure I'm on the X-ray review. And then Nick, bring up you want speed to sell, and we'll show you all that information on the X-ray on how to
Okay.
do that. So excellent
Thank
work.
you. Thank you
Yep,
very much.
absolutely. Paul, great to see you back again. Anything you want to accomplish today, Paul?
No, I just hadn't been along here for a couple of weeks, Mark, and thought I'd poke my head back in and see what's going on.
Awesome. Awesome. Good to have you back. Andrew, anything you'd like to accomplish specifically today? You're on mute if you're talking, sir. Okay, we'll switch over. So Andrew, he has also done he's done the business x-ray, and I've got his personality information and some of the other stuff. So again, if you've got an x-ray done, man, I'm telling you, the things that we can do on the Coffee Connection Mastermind call to help you understand, what's my next step in the X-ray? How do I go ahead and do different aspects? Because we have like all different aspects of this. So a lot of times we think we have a sales issue. We don't have a sales issue. We actually have a marketing issue. There's things in business. There's all these different nuances where we think, hey, I've got, a pre-sales issue when actually we might have a servicing issue. Like there's all kinds of stuff in here. There are all these gold mines and going through it. Kenny, what would you like to accomplish today?
So I'm working on integrating a sale or a bonus system for employees and trying to determine what or how to best calculate that amount for, I guess, the amount for bonuses, who or how to, I guess, what's the best way to determine an amount
Yeah. So
based
what,
on efficiency, workers, different positions. Obviously, we're gonna have different roles, and all that included as well.
yeah. So Kenny and Luke, they own a construction company. Currently, they're on track, if my memory serves me correct, to have 100% growth in their business over the last 12 months. But they're not happy with that. They're looking to have 300% growth. And so they're hungry. They're going after it. So I think what you guys have done a great job in being able to say, okay, here are our percentages. Definitely, I would go ahead and look at a pool. And so, what percentage of the total profit? So it's profit sharing. So, what percentage of the profit do you, are you going to put into the pool to give to the different employees? So you get a total percentage. And so, if that's percentage, if that percentage turns into $10,000, then you divide that pool based on different factors within the team. Maybe, in a way, you don't care who it goes to. You want it going to the employees that are contributing the most. So the ones that'll reward that. And so then you look at, you know, there's percentages that you guys have for capital investments and then profit and that kind of stuff. You say anything over and above those percentages, does 20%, 10%, 50% of that profit over and above what that is, does that go in there? So if you say, we're going to get 15, let's say the owners of the company say, we want 15% profit, and it's struggling, you might only get 10% or 12 or 13%. But if you go ahead and give 50% of the profit over 15%, if you take that 15% and say the owners need to go ahead and get paid, if you take and say anything over this amount, 50% or 20% or whatever you guys want to do, you go ahead and put that in. It's crazy once the employees start to see the personal benefit, and it's their own company now. Now all of a sudden they become very interested in speed, quality, and quantity. And that's really what to maximize our profitability in business, we need the perfect blend between quantity and quality. If you have high quantity without high quality, it's not going to go long. If you have high quality without quantity, you're not going to make much profit. So it's that blend of both of those. Does that help, Kenny?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Andrew, what would you like to accomplish, sir?
Um, so to your point earlier, that's a great question. Um, yeah, so I mean, I'm just looking to increase my business as well. Things are picking up, but what I'm looking to do is increase not just the lead quality of higher paying quality customer clients, but just longer lasting clients that will do more repetitive services like SEO and things like that with me. So that's really what I want to accomplish before the year ends. Maybe about doubling my business what I'm bringing in now by then. So that's the goal.
Yeah. So what Andrew is looking at, and I have the benefit of having Andrew's X-ray on my other computer. So again, the X-ray looks at 3 dimensions, 9 major areas, 7 systems, looks at over 40 areas of your business and life, what you're doing right, little tweaks you get. It's crazy how much information's on the business X-ray.
Yeah.
And so because I have that, now I have context. So now I'm just not throwing, shooting, throwing darts in the dark. I'm able to go in and see all the different nuances of Andrew's business, which is pretty cool. So Andrew, there's a couple things here. One is I would say that, in area 4 servicing, most companies, Andrew, look at area 4 servicing as a cost. But when you look at level 6 of the 530 grid, turning it into a profit center, you're not actually, if you do it right, you're not actually increasing your cost by servicing your clients better, but you're actually turning that cost into additional profit center. Now, this is simple but complex. So there's what's called the database rule of 13. So in a business, if you have 500 clients, business clients, there's about a 13% turn rate in that database a year. So that's 65 good leads. Like understanding the value of a client, the lifetime value of a client is huge. And so what you're looking for is in the servicing, it actually comes down here, and in area 5, client relationships for life, is a process for new product development. And you get that through R&D. And so you get that through asking questions. So So asking questions is not just for sales. It's asking questions of your clients. It's helping them to find the need. So Andrew's X-ray was even more powerful for him because the X-ray isn't just helping him understand his business. The X-ray will help him see more opportunities for his products and services, so he could actually recommend his business clients or nonprofit, either one, his for-profit or nonprofit clients to do a business X-ray. He doesn't have to pay anything, so it doesn't cost him a dime to do it. And he can go ahead and then sit in on the review of that. And what that will do is that will act as an assessment and examination to be able to understand where are the weaknesses in their business or in their nonprofit. So if somebody, for example, so what you're looking to do, Andrew, is find out their biggest challenges, find out where their gaps are. And then what you want to do is you have web development. Everybody, if you guys want to share your contact information in the chat, your name, contact information, email, website, what you do, what your clients, who your ideal referral partner is, you're free to share that in the chat. And then other people can pick that off and look at that for sure. So if you want to do that, that's just a given every week. Every week you're able to do that. So you can feel free to do that. So what you're looking at doing, Andrew, is connecting people's biggest challenge with your products or services. And there's a lot of other things in addition to their biggest challenge, but you're looking at, and so that's going to be insight selling. And so insight selling is helping them to connect. So if their biggest challenge, like 33% of business owners' biggest challenge is going to be directly related to time. 33%. And so how does the website save them time? See, people don't think, well, website or SEO or any of that kind of stuff. Business owners aren't connecting Andrew's products and services with their biggest challenge of not having time. They just don't connect it. So Andrew needs to go ahead and connect his products and services to helping people overcome time, to save time. How does he do that? And there's a number of ways that a website or SEO or any of that, internet marketing, all of that kind of stuff can save somebody time. If you ask, I think it's 97% of business owners, if you had more time, would that help you solve your biggest challenge? And like 97% of them would say yes. So time, and I would encourage all of you to go ahead and do the 30-day challenge. So this is through nonprofit organization, Life Masteries Institute, same organization that puts on the Coffee Connection. And I think they're working on putting where you can make a contribution. So if this benefits you, there's no cost to participate in this. But I encourage people, I make a lot of contributions and have over the year to Life Masteries Institute. And it's been really good for me. But here's a 30-day challenge if you want more time. So I own 9 companies. So the story behind this is fascinating. I own 9 companies, and about, I don't know what it was, 15, 20 years ago, you can see based on the picture, I'm a little younger in the photos here, or in the videos here. About, I don't know, 15 years ago or whatever it was, Life Masteries came to me and said, hey, Mark, we hear a rumor that you have a number of companies and you have 20 to 30 hours of free time a week. And I said, that's true. And they said, can you explain that to us? I said, absolutely. So I explained it to them and they said, that's fascinating. Can you put together some videos on that to help, people that we serve? I'm like, yeah, not a problem. So I put together 10 videos on the secret about time. And there's a 30-day challenge. There's no cost to participate in this. It's all, you can jump in. So it's ideal. You really want to go through the 30-day challenge with 3 other people. So you could get 2 other people to go through with you. Or again, you can put in the chat if you want to say, hey, I'd like to go through the 30-day challenge, and somebody from Life Masteries Institute can reach out to you and connect with you on doing it. The average video is 6 minutes long. So why is it? What's the difference when I was working 60, 70, 80, 110-hour weeks, literally, with 7 kids. What's the difference between that? And I had one company, and the difference now with 9 companies, and I have 20 to 30 hours of free time a week. It's how I think. It's how I think about time. And so most business owners, they think about time and money very differently. As a business owner, you learn very quickly if you invest $10,000 into something, you got to get 10,000 plus something else. If you don't, you're going to run out of money. But when you ask a business owner, what do you think about time? Like if you invest 10 hours, what do you expect? And they say, money. When you're exchanging time for money, I'm telling you, you'll always run out of time. Always. It's just how it works. So when I invest 10 hours into something, I'm investing it with the intention of getting 30 hours back. So it's how I think about time. I think about time in a different way. What's the difference between your company doing $1 million and $5 million? It's how we think. It's all about how we think. We need to learn to think differently. So not only will this change how you think about time and give you more time, but this 30-day challenge will also go ahead and help you think about your marriage different, relationships different, your kids different. It'll help you in stress. It helps us to learn to think in a very different way. So, Andrew, great having you on. Good work on that. There's a whole bunch more. So next week, or maybe after, if we're done, we can go ahead and go through some more things about that. After the 30 minutes, if you're able to stick around, because there's some more ideas that we have there. Does anybody else have anything else before we wrap up our 30 minutes? We all good? Okay. So if you have any questions, I would invite other business owners to this. So you have probably a number of business owners that you go ahead and, know, as you help them grow their business, they'll help you grow your business. As your business grows, their business grows. As their business grows, your business grows. When the tide rises, all the ships in the port rise together. So who else do you know that you could, invite to? It's there's 10,080 minutes in every week, and so 30 minutes. The goal of Life Masteries Institute and Coffee Connection. The goal of this is to make this the best 30 minutes that you invest all week. And so there's some really cool things. If you have any questions on anything we covered, connect with the individual who invited you to participate in today's session, or you can call toll free 888-230-2300, outside the U.S. 630-393-9909. And always remember, we can accomplish so much more together than we ever could on our own. Have an amazing day. So again, we start right on time, end right on time. Today, looks like we maybe ended up 2 or 3 minutes early, which is fine. That's cool. So what we do is after the 30 minutes, we just hang out, and it can be whatever anybody. So if you're able to stick around for more than 30 minutes, you're free to do so. And we can talk about anything you guys want to talk about. So thanks everybody that has to leave. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, Mark. I'll see you
Thanks,
next
everybody.
time.
We'll see you, buddy. Yep. Thank you. Anybody else have anything else that you want to cover today? Yes.
I was gonna say I appreciate it, Mark. I'm looking forward to getting with you on the business X-ray.
Yeah, awesome. All right, buddy. Sounds good. Thanks. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye-bye. So yeah, this is amazing. And if you're watching this, like it's crazy. As you help others, they help you. As you get help, they get help. Together, we truly can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own. Once you get up and going on Coffee Connection, you can start your own, be a facilitator, all kinds of stuff. It's great stuff. Thanks. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.